Welcome to the Sage Stage. I'm Chandra Pepper.
I'm Jane Watson.
And in this episode, we're just talking more on being an empath.
And the difference between empathy and sympathy, and a whole bunch of energy stuff about energy stuff.
And talking about our dance party.
Yay!
So stay tuned. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Chandra.
How are you?
I'm actually good. Way better than yesterday.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Lots.
I'm learning therapeutic touch.
I love that.
Yes. And
I love that. I remember my days of...
Shut up.
No. But I do remember how cool it was to... It was very cool.
I'm actually just having that, okay, just do the steps because I'm not sure I'm feeling anything. I'm in that very much second guessing all of myself during it, going, although I know and this is what they said. They said, with therapeutic touch, do the steps, because a lot of science behind therapeutic touch. A lot of nurses
and that's what people don't realize is how much science is behind it. It's all not, ooh, look at me,
it's not
magic.
At all.
It's not magic.
And the fact that we're electrical beings is very well known.
There's that. I never remember the science, so yeah, I just go, I don't know.
We're electrical fields, and so it's all about smoothing out the electrical
fields.
100%.
I am electric.
You are electric. Always.
Why is the song, I want to go onto Electric Avenue, and then I'll take it higher. Hey, we're singing dance night.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I know we're having an episode to do, and we're going to talk about it, but... We are having dance night.
Yes. I had a conversation. And it looks like
hopefully in May.
Yes.
This will be out before May.
Yes.
This will be out end of March. So
there will be a pinned social post about all the details.
There'll be lots of advertising.
We'll be talking about it nonstop because we're so excited.
So excited, but we are doing it, and hopefully it'll. If the number one works well, they're going to give us a monthly.
We're going to keep doing. Even if number one doesn't work well, we're going to keep doing it because we fucking need it.
Oh yeah, I would just.
I don't care if it's just the two of us dancing. I'm fucking going.
Actually, I would really like that.
Yeah.
Then I have a lot of space on the dance floor because I hate being crowded. If anyone
has
danced with me,
to be crowded because I want lots of people to come.
I do want it to be crowded, but I will always go on the outside because I don't want to hit anyone because I can be all over the place. And I don't really want anyone to hit me because sometimes people can be rude.
Oh, yeah. No, I found that.
And that makes me angry.
Oh, does it? When people are rude? Oh, I find that on the dance floor. I'm like, you just obviously didn't see me.
No,
so.
I think because I have dance background training, I am always very aware of where I am. And I make sure I am not hitting anyone. Well, obviously, I'm not in a mosh pit, but you know what I mean? Like I am.
A mosh pit?
I know.
That's totally different.
But when I know someone is just like, and edging me over, I just go, no, you're fucking not.
No.
The Scorpio tail comes out. Oh, sorry, did I hit you with my hip?
You're a Scorpio, that's right.
Yeah.
You're just going to go, ba-doom, back.
Don't invade my personal space.
Are you okay? Did you mean to hit me? Because I'm sure you didn't mean to hit me. That's
you know what I do is I will plant my feet and I will not move, and they will just keep hitting me, and I'm like, I'm not moving. I'm not moving.
That's when a little bit of oppositional defiance on the dance floor comes on. It's like, I'm not moving. Don't tell me what to do.
You know what? I may not have a lot of boundaries in my personal life in the past, but I've always had boundaries on the dance floor. This is my space.
I totally get that. I'm like, when I'm on the dance floor, but the difference for me is like, oh, it's getting crowded over here. I'm just going to go find this little spot over here. Or I'm going to go find this little spot over here.
Yeah.
I'm just like, don't get my vibe.
And if it gets too crowded, because it does, will move in there. But if it's not a hugely crowded space and someone's just trying to, I want to be by my friend.
We're going to set a maximum number for this dance party so everyone has enough space to move, but you still feel like there's lots of people there because there's kind of a nice sweet spot.
Oh, there is.
Right? So we're aiming for the sweet spot. There'll be lots more coming on that.
Yeah, we're not there to like pack everyone in and make millions of dollars. We want to just have a great, fun, safe dance place.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so therapeutic touch. Yes, so what because we're all electric beings.
Yes, but the long story short is that I came away from yesterday and I was just like, and they said this, that just follow the steps because the outcome will give you enough feedback to realize that you're actually doing something. And I had 2 sessions yesterday, and by the end of the day, I was just like, and they say this after therapeutic touch, you need to rest. You need to rest. Like it's built into the treatment. It's like, okay, you've done the treatment. The treatment's only 10 to 20 minutes, but then you need to rest for at least 10 minutes to integrate. And I was like,
well, that's why when I have people in, if it's been a really hard session or if they've released a lot, I let them sit on the bed and I say, whenever you're ready, come to the table. And then that's when I do a card pull, is because they're just sitting there letting everything go through their body. I don't just, okay, bye, thanks, see you next time. No, you can't do that.
Tired,
No.
and they also said like drink water. So
I always tell everyone, go home, drink water, take a bath.
Yeah.
Did you?
No,
like,
I didn't.
You should have had
I
a
took
bath or a long shower.
Hot shower this morning. So
No,
I was too tired to take a bath. I came home and I felt like a Mack truck had hit me. So I was just like,
well, because not only were you receiving, you were giving, and even though energy runs through you when you are giving it, there are some, depending on what is being released through the person you're working on, and I do release their stuff, but it's a lot. It's a lot of energy put out. I'm not holding their energy. I'm not. But sometimes you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's a real art to kind of disconnecting.
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of grounding as well. So, anyways,
you'll also find little things on how to do. Like when it's a lot, I never breathe over the person in case I've had tuna for lunch. I do over to the side, or I shake my feet out.
Right.
I shake it off because I always try and visualize it going through into the earth and transmuting.
Yes.
So that's what I do. But sometimes I have to like move it if it's sticking into me. But
yeah, and you can really feel it. Whereas I'm still not sure what I'm feeling. Like I haven't been able to really discern it. So it takes I think like you have a natural sensitivity to it. I still have a skeptic's mind, so I'm like always questioning everything I'm feeling. And so I think I'm still learning how to release it as a result, because I'm like, I don't, but because like I said, I came home yesterday and it was like, it's like someone had given me a sleeping pill. I was just having such a hard time staying awake.
Those.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I love
sleeping pills?
No, but having that feeling after an energy treatment like that I've received, because then I know things have shifted in my body.
Yeah.
I know that
Well, that makes sense.
It's something has been released or at least brought up to the surface. Sometimes it's not ready to go, but if you're bringing it closer up, that you can release it. I think I love that.
So anyways, I'm gonna start practicing on friends and family. Hey, do you want a treatment?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't done
Come
it for
to my
any
house
people's...
and we'll get my table out and we'll trade-sies.
Oh, cool. Tradesies.
Trade-sies. I love a good trade-sies. But with that, we were talking about
Yeah.
today, like how, our topics and the therapeutic touch, and it got into empathy.
Yeah. Versus sympathy.
Sympathy. No, and not.
And as women, how we're taught that sympathy is somehow the power move, when in fact it's not.
I can be sympathetic. I can be sympathetic to like, oh, I'm sorry. Like there is a time for sympathy, but
I don't know.
Degrees.
Is there? I'm actually having I'm starting to go, you know what? I don't think it's actually.
I guess it's how people
effective.
define sympathy, because some people can just say, I'm sympathetic to your situation without going into histrionics and crying jags.
Okay, before we even start on this whole topic, I think we're all going to talk about the semantics of these words.
Yes.
Because they mean so, and that's, I think, part of the problem is we were
Yes.
talking about this about being empaths as well. Is that
I hate
the term empath has become diluted because now everyone says they're an empath. And what does it mean to be an empath? Maybe we need to kind of land on what these terms mean for us so that there's some clarity about what we're talking about. So let's start with why we don't like being called, or you in particular, because I haven't been called an empath much, but like, what is the difference between
it's not
an
that I hate being called,
empath?
but I hate when I say I'm an empath. I don't say, well, I'm an empath.
So what in your mind is the definition of an empath?
An empath is someone who's very open to energies and can feel them at a level that's not in your head. Because anyone can say, oh, this person's really sad. Oh, I'm really sad. Oh, I'm feeling sad because you're sad. I'm an empath. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not fucking not an empath. You are not an empath.
So
you're a
describe what
sympathetic.
that's like.
To me, I go, you're a sympathetic and empathetic, not empathic, empathetic person.
But that's also because it's all in your head.
Because you can
It's
feel
logic.
it to a feel. And so you do end up having some sort of feeling to it. A true empath, and this is someone, say an empath who has not learned how to have boundaries and to not walk around open, this used to happen. I could walk into a room, a party, and I'd be feeling great. And I'd catch myself sitting in the corner. I think I've said it on the podcast, and I didn't understand why. And I felt nauseous and I had pain running through my body, or I was depressed and I was like, I thought there was something wrong with me. I went, am I coming down with a cold? Did I strain my back today? Like all these things, because I didn't know what I was feeling was someone else's pain. Because I can walk in and feel someone else's pain. I can sit beside you and you could say, I'm feeling great today. And anyone else be like, oh, Jane's feeling great. And I'll be like, no, you're not. I can feel it. I may not know exactly why, because I'm not nosy. So I don't get into someone's.
No,
I don't go into your
field. That's not what
field.
presents. What presents is the feeling, not
but
the reason
feel,
for the feeling.
I mean, I could, and I'd be like, no, but that's invasive. I feel it's invasive. But if I'm not, like, if I'm just open and.
So have you always been like that?
I have always been like that.
Okay, so
if I look back, like my mother used to say, she said it was the weirdest thing as a child, like 1-year-old, 2-year-old. If we're in the car and there's sad baby music, sad, just like a soft love song, which is sad, I'd be crying. They would make fun of me as a kid because that Bell commercial would come on and like, do your loved ones? I'd be like, like crying because grandmother wasn't talking
what
to
Bell
them.
commercial?
Don't you remember Bell commercials when we were young and they talk about long distance and how Bell, you can reach out to your loved ones if you get the Bell plan or something. And there would be, I would cry. I would cry. My sister, who does not probably want, like she is, it comes from my dad, has empathic abilities. She hated the Roadrunner because she couldn't handle the road, the coyote getting hurt.
Oh, okay.
I can't. She couldn't do it. So those are the things like, and when I used to see something, I can't watch the news. If I see something that's real, I can watch fake Steven Seagal. That's how old I am. I said Steven Seagal action movies, but you know what I mean? Like those neck crack. I'm like, yeah. I mean, are they my favorite? No, they're really good if you don't want to have to think about anything. I do love a good action movie. I don't love a lot of blood and gore. That will affect me.
No, I can't do blood and gore.
I can't do blood,
but I love action.
You can like
movies.
Shoot and kill and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Cause it's fantasy. As soon as I know that was based in reality. Yeah. My whole body, I want to vomit. I get pain. I have anxiety where I can't breathe. And if I have to leave the room.
In your life, did you kind of go, holy shit, this is not like, everyone's not like this. And I need to put my shields up in order to survive. Because obviously you have to put some shields up in order to survive. So what point did you make that discernment? And how did you manage it?
I probably wasn't really into my 30s. I think in my 20s, I was introduced to energy work and I was getting it, and my body like reacted better than any kind of chiropractic physiotherapy treatment on pain for my back and for any issues.
You were getting energy treatment from someone else. And someone else. You were very receptive to it.
It was just a fluke when I first said, hey, can I try this? I'm taking a course. I was at a physiotherapist at Sheridan College where I went for theater. I totally ruined my ankle during rehearsals for Gypsy. And I went, and they have a physiotherapy department, like teaching physiotherapy. So I went down, my back went out, and the little guy was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I said, no, it's just me. Just don't, because it happens all the time. I said, just don't touch me for a minute. Let me breathe it out.
But your back went out while you were getting treatment
physio for my ankle. Yeah.
And just your back went.
Yeah, my back went out. And because it would do that all the time then.
Oh, okay.
And because I've had multiple back injuries since I was about 13.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah. I fell down the stairs and landed on the edge of the stair, clunk on my back. So much so that my parents didn't know whether to move me if I had broken my back. And my dad tried to touch me and I screamed, don't touch me. And I got up, walked, and I went, at the bottom of the stairs, we had a spare room and they had beds, and I lay in there. And then our neighbor, it was Christmas Day, and then our neighbor was a chiropractor, and he did a house call. I used to babysit for him too. So they called him up and he came over to double check that I didn't need to go to the hospital and stuff. Yeah. So I've always had back, and I've herniated my disc. Like I have had back problems. Talk about not feeling safe.
Oh my God.
I know why. But anyways, so this woman, the teacher, came over because he said, oh, he was freaking. I wasn't freaking. I'm like, and just put my back up. Give me a second. It'll go away. She said, can I try this thing I'm taking a class for called zero balancing? And zero balancing is one hand under, one hand over. All therapeutic touch. There's that's why Reiki. Like there's a million different
energy balances,
and it's just the way you move your hands or the way they decide to teach you to focus the energy through.
Yeah.
I just do it all. I just naturally seem to be doing. I just go, oh, I have to put my hand under here. Like I just don't question anymore.
You've got strong intuition.
Now I didn't, but so she did this treatment and she was like, oh my God. And like her hand went bright red. She was feeling pulses. She goes, oh my God, they tell me this is going to happen, but I've never had this happen. And I didn't know. I went, okay. I didn't know I was doing anything amazing. She was just so excited that it was working. And then she ends with like holding the earlobes, and it will, I thought she was doing this with I thought she was moving her hands up and down.
Right.
And I said, oh, why are you moving my ears around? That's kind of cool. She goes, I'm not. That's you balancing. And when it stops, and then I got off the table, and I swear I felt like I was walking on a tilt, like on a ship. And I told her, I said, this is the weirdest thing. And she said, it's because you're probably walking straight now and you haven't for so many years. Like just energetically, like it wasn't like a huge, looking at me, I wasn't doing it, but I honestly felt like I was walking, and I felt so empowered and so full that I walked in to the offices and kind of laid into a teacher who was being an ass. I went, you know what? I'm just going to tell you something here. But he went, okay, then.
Really? Immediately afterwards? Wow.
So that when I was done at Sheridan and I moved back home and my back was out, I asked my doctor, I said, I want to find someone who does this zero balancing. And
what did he say?
He said, well, because his wife was a midwife, so she's a little bit more in tune with the natural
alternative therapies.
Yeah. She knew someone who did it. So he got me in touch. And that was my first going to her. She did a mix. Like she would do, because she was a registered massage therapist, so you could claim it. So she would always do like a mix of, she would just do whatever your body needed.
Right. But going back to you as an empath.
Yeah. So, but that's when I realized, because when I told her, she said, well, you're very open. I can feel your energy. And I'm like, my energy? Okay. Like I knew I'd had that experience of seeing the faces and shutting it down.
Yes. Right.
And all that. So, so that time I'm like 21, 22. And, probably when I went to her, I was 24-ish, 25. And she started to make me realize that what more is out there. What I'm feeling is what I'm feeling. But I kept going, well, that's right. But when I would go home, it was very poo-pooed and very not accepted to say in my relationship in the house and everything. Like we don't talk about that.
Right.
So I kind of shut it down until in my 30s, I was like, no, this is just, what am I? I need to know what's happening to my body. And when I opened up that studio with my girlfriend, Deb, and we brought in, and that's how I met Candy. And then we brought in, like, that's when I started really getting into the meditation and the energy healing. We brought people in, and I'm, trying everything and experiencing it and going, oh my God. And then reading more reading more up on it. I would get books. I would watch a video. I would just so many women around me who were so much more experienced and knowledgeable in it, just helping me through my shit. I was very lucky that I just happened to have a natural group of women around me. And I've had some men shaman who are absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic getting a treatment from them. Whew. And that has just made me be more aware of, I'm not just an overly sensitive person.
See, I think that's where we get labeled a lot. I was definitely labeled as overly sensitive. You're too emotional. You're too sensitive. You're twigged too easily.
Because when you're having a confrontation with someone, it's not just your emotions that are coming up, it's theirs, and you are feeling it, especially if you're open and having emotional responses.
Yeah.
You're getting them. I get to the point where I can't make sense. Like I'm so much better writing things out because I can.
Oh, I'm not. No, when I get overloaded, I'm just like, I got overloaded earlier this week, and I was like, okay, so I could feel my entire system was like coursing.
Shutting down.
Like,
yeah.
No, it wasn't shutting down.
Oh.
I was triggered, and my whole body was just going like pulsing with rage, right? And I was just like, and I didn't know in the past, what to do with that. When I was very young, I would hit things. And that's why I was holes in walls in various places. I didn't do it a lot, but I did.
No, yeah, me too. And I would throw a chair and stuff. My kids laugh.
Yeah.
Because looking back, I think I'm not only feeling my frustration and rage, but I'm feeling their frustration and rage.
See, I don't know if I did. For me this week, it was definitely, I was feeling,
I
I
get
was
too
feeling my own.
overwhelmed with
Yeah, my
energy.
system got overloaded, and then I was driving with Blythe actually, and I was like, "Hey, baby, just so you know, a lot of this energy I'm dealing with right now has nothing to do with you. I'm just really frustrated. I'm full of
Is this
stuff."
called anger issues?
Yeah, well, no, well, this
I'm
is what I
laughing,
got
I'm
called,
joking,
but
yeah.
it's like I
No,
was like,
yes, you
"How do I
would.
process this?"
Yeah.
And she was so great because for me, it's like, and I have a bit of a resistance to this. I've had therapists in the past tell me, "Hey, listen, you need to like take a tennis racket to a pillow and just bash it." And I was like, "Fuck that! Like
No,
that's
you do.
so
Yeah.
performative." And yet they were right because what I ended up doing finally, I was on this ride with Blythe, and I was like, "Okay, I don't know what to do with this." And she's like, "Do you want to listen to music?" I said, "You choose something." And she chose this song. I kid you not. The lyrics to the song, the chorus, were just evil, fucking wizard. And we just screamed, evil, fucking wizard for like
Oh my God, that's
5
awesome.
minutes. And I felt so much better.
Yeah,
I was just like, and that's why I needed to dance. That's why we have dance parties. Because for me, it was like, I need to fucking move.
And
right?
that's why I
And
have
then I feel better.
always been a
Now it's in my
cheerleader
head.
of
Evil,
yeah, and
fucking wizard. Every time I'm upset now.
that's actually a fantastic thing to do. But that's why I think movement, energy work and movement, which is energy in its own way, bypasses our stubborn little human brains
Yeah.
to be able to process, release, work
Oh
through.
my God, that's
Like
why
it's-
dancing is so
yeah,
good for
and that's
you.
why I love doing
should
a
stop saying
dance. I call them movement because people get all weirded out. I don't want to dance. Movement workshops in trauma release.
See, I can't do that. I think it's brilliant. For me, though, it's a bit of the, like I can't do it on command.
Oh no, because there's no. I just hold it, and then some people, it's just getting out excess energy. Sometimes some things come up. I don't say we're going to release your trauma, but that's sometimes it happens.
Oh, I bet it
Sometimes
does.
doesn't.
I bet it does.
And that's and I just think, or it's a fantastic way to just ecstatic dance is such a great thing.
Exactly. No, I think this is it. Like for me, it's like I need to be in a room full of people with loud music, and then something inside me goes, okay, and it goes, you can take the lid off now, Jane, and I can release just so much. But if someone's like, if I'm alone in a room with a practitioner, I think I would find that like I would be too embarrassed. I would be like, no, I can't do it like this. I can't hit the tennis racket on the pillow. I can't. I need to be like in flow, I guess is the word.
I have had people on the table who I can feel it's hard for them to let go. So you got to find that way to bypass. I can do it verbally. Sometimes
I gotta get out of my head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. They have to let me in. Or let the energies in. I mean, like I say, it's not really me, it's the energy. So
right.
I'm just the conduit. But
you've got a way now of protecting yourself energetically.
I do. I'm not good. Sometimes I'm not good at it. You know what I mean? I just go, oh shit, I realize I'm letting everybody in, and I have to shake it off and do my little bubble up or whatever. And
I do a Star Trek shields up.
Shields up.
Shields up.
I just say bubble up, and I have this like picture of this beautiful opalescent white bubble around me, and I'm like Linda the Good Witch and Wizard of Oz. It's just
so beautiful.
Bubble. She's totally protected. She floats around.
I love that imagery of the bubble around you.
Yeah.
I had another friend who's she's beautiful Wiccan. Anyways, practitioner, and she gave me this tool, and I loved it. And she said, okay, if you're in the center, and if you're feeling like you're getting a little threatened, like the first wave of shield is rain all around you. So there's rain pouring all around you. Ooh. And then that is your shield, and it's still permeable, right? But
everything is permeable because joy protective. Has to come in. But
exactly, but there was
negativities,
rain. And then it was. She said, next level is this is when people are. There was 4. I'm forgetting them. The second one was wind. So you add wind to the rain.
Well,
right?
Wiccan's 4 elements, right?
Yes, and so it was wind to the rain, and so that makes it more defensive, because then you can imagine rain in a circle around you, whipping around. It's like a little more protective. And each shield level was like when you were feeling more and more challenged, you add a level. And the next level was fire.
Yep.
Fire ring all around you, right? So anything comes near you gets burned, right? It's like it's out there. It's like you're inside safe, but there's this ring of fire around you and you're protected. And then she said, and if you really need to be protected from somebody, this is the full shield, is like Stonewall. She goes
And
and turns
I
into
knew you were going
stone.
to say
And
so, but the thing is, sometimes people keep that stone wall up.
exactly,
And then,
it has
and
to
then
come
you have
up
to
and
cut
down,
and
right?
bringing it
Exactly. And
down
you have to know
is
when
hard.
that stone is necessary, and it's not often,
Yeah.
right? But some people I've learned in my life, I have to actually have that up
I would do that.
way more
I
than I
would
do.
do that with Kara, who had anxieties as a child.
Oh, smart.
And what we would do at bedtime is, we always had this little bedtime thing, and I'd hold their
we
hand.
did
I said,
too.
"We're going to breathe, and like from your belly button, we're going to pick whatever color you want." So she would pick a color, and we're going to breathe a beautiful bubble all the way around you. And then I would always say, "And I'm going to put a protective white bubble around you, so you are completely safe during the night." So I don't know if she still does it. I should ask her, but that's what we did. I did it with both kids, because then Hannah would say, "Oh, me too, me too." Yeah, that's how it started. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, even in my, I hate saying it, because I hate saying I'm an empath, because it's such a thrown around word these days.
Overused term.
Empath, being an empath, guys, it's not fun.
Nope.
It's not fun.
I don't know if I'm an empath. I think I know that I have.
You can be intuitive without being an empath.
Right, exactly. And
That's what I think
certainly-
people mistake the word, because they think, "Oh, I'm an empath. That means I'm psychic." I'm like,
And there's
nah.
there's degrees.
There's
of
yes, the
empathic. I
degrees and
suspect you're
everything.
very empathic. I'm not sure where I am on
probably
that range.
Too empathic, because my whole body's riddled. I mean, I have fibromyalgia. I'd like to know any actual true empath who probably doesn't have it. I'd love to hear.
Well, maybe
or
there,
how
I
you
suspect,
got.
I
Or how.
suspect there is, because there's a way to protect yourself.
Yes, but depending on like, once you get it, you can't get rid of it.
No,
it just
but
flares
there's
up. But like,
degrees of-
unless
whether or not you can keep it tamped down.
if they have had one point in their life before they learn. I mean, and we also don't learn unless you have a mom or an aunt or who's taught you from a very young age to do this.
Well, exactly.
Or like someone, you don't know until you've been beaten down by the world, and then you go, "Oh,
God.
is that why I'm like this?"
I remember that the way I used to cope with my feelings as a kid, because I'd have such powerful feelings that of things that I would imagine, and they would overtake my body, and I'd get absolutely terrorized by my own thoughts. And I remember one time my dad was out at a business trip, and for whatever reason, I started obsessing about the fact that I may never see him again. And I had this terrible feeling that I would never see him again. I'd never see him again. And I jonesed on it. And I couldn't sleep, of course, because I was like, I need to see my dad. I need to see my
Aren't
dad.
our brains the most wonderful things?
And so he did come home. He walked to the front door. I heard him come in and come up the stairs. And I remember tearing out of my bedroom, and throwing my arms around his legs and going, "I'm so glad you're home. I'm so glad you're home. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're home." And bless my dad. He's a wonderful man, and I love him very much. But he's very, like, he was tired.
He's
It was
not
the end of he was at the end of a long day, and he was probably the last thing he needed. And he just looked down and went, "What's wrong with you?" And I just remember going.
I will say my parents would hug, like, touch was never a problem. Like,
No, I see. It was
my dad would come home. I have the best times when I was a kid is when my dad would come home. I would sit on one foot. Amy would sit on the other foot. Sarah would be on his hip. And if they could afford it, if they had it, he'd have a little tiny bit of Crown Royal, and we would dance around to Queen. Or Paul Butterfield's Blues Band, or the Beatles, or Rolling Stones, and he would dance, and that's how he got rid of his day. But we were part of it, and Mom got dinner on the table, and I just remember that. And
what a beautiful memory!
I in my head, I imagine it as more than once, but it could have been just one time. But it was just such. I loved it. We'd hold onto his legs, and we'd be laughing because he's trying to dance with us all around.
That's so
and
sweet.
I just, those are the things that you hold on to.
Yeah, and I'm. Yeah, so emotions are one thing. Emotions are, and you can have degrees to which you experience your emotions or not, and those can be factors from your family.
Because you're a decent human being, and that's it. So we were talking about sympathy, and so sometimes people mistake sympathy for not empathy, but being empathic.
Well,
empathy is different than being.
This is what I wanted to find those, because empathy is being able to be. It's really all about the other person. Sympathy often involves your own feelings about the situation the other person's in.
Yeah.
And I'm finding in my lifetime, as I get older and older, and of course, Brené Brown has a huge impact on me and her understanding of this. And I've read her books about this. It's like sympathy is there's very rare situations where it's actually helpful. It's empathy.
Yeah.
And empathy isn't about my feelings.
Yeah.
And this is what someone was telling me yesterday too, who's a TT practitioner who's often with people who are dying, is that people who are dying find it exhausting to be around other people who are all welled up in their own feelings about their dying. It's like,
because then they feel they have to be stoic to calm you down.
They can't actually really feel their feelings because this person is so upset about the fact that they're dying.
And I don't think you should.
An empathetic person would hold space for you. I'm holding space for you to feel whatever you need to feel. I'm not going to indulge in my feelings about you dying. I'm all about you right now.
And I think that, so
That's
I don't
empathy.
think what we're saying is you can't be upset, say, when your loved one is dying or cry, but don't do it in front of them. Like, say, I got to step out. I think I would understand that. Yeah, this is a sad thing. You're going to want to cry. I'm not going to be mad if you step out of the room to get you, because you can't keep it all in. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's not helpful, because then I'm in my dying state. I'm going to go, it's okay. You don't need to cry. I just want to die. Just let me die in peace. Just, you know what? Go get a coffee. Let me die. Come back. The deed will be done. You'll be fine.
This is it. I'm just like, I don't.
Could you imagine if I said that? Hey guys, I don't want to put you through this and you're exhausting me. So could you guys all grab a cup of coffee? I'm going to cross over. So when you come back, I'll already be gone. I know you love me. Just, I got to get my shit done. I don't like to do this in front of everyone. Oh my God. I hope I do that.
Oh my God. Well, no, I really hope that I've taught my children well enough that they can hold that space for me.
My children are going to push me off a cliff well, I've also told them to. If I get to the point where
I know, me too.
Yeah, like
I pull that plug, baby.
Yeah, pull the plug, push me off a cliff.
If I'm a blubbering mess, just fucking pull it.
If I'm in diapers and for some reason my body's still here, just get rid of it.
Exactly. Don't leave me there.
No.
I know we have to actually talk about that in another podcast about like end of life plans, because that's something we avoid. We're all going to fucking die. And how many
There's no getting around it. And here everyone dies.
What I'm seeing so much with some of the seniors, in my life is that, and these are not family members necessarily, but that there is this accumulation of avoiding decisions that need to be made that catches up with them. And it's because they've avoided the concept of death.
I do know someone who was, dying, but refused to admit they were dying. So no, other than the basic, you knew what they wanted at a funeral, but passwords weren't given on things, and you didn't know about, like, you just didn't know. And I get it. Dying is very scary to people, especially if you're young and you don't want to die.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not like you're 80.
I think if you're a mother with young children, that's the worst.
You don't. And I get it. I totally get it. But I also, maybe because I know what I know, as I'm like, once you leave this body, you're fucking great.
Yeah. Things are awesome.
There's no pain.
No.
There's no, all those anxieties that are whirling around your head. You're like, what was I worrying about that for? And so you almost, like, I'm trying to get to that state while I'm still alive.
Right.
I am still human, so it's not going to be perfect every day, but get to the state where I more often than not go, why am I
worrying about this shit?
What the hell? Like, what is this? Is this, can I do anything about it? No, I'm not going to worry about it. I will take the steps to get whatever needs to be done or be prepared. But why am I going to spend my hours worrying about it?
Oh, exactly. I'm just laughing at the fact that in our background is this very dark horse image.
It's the horse
you're
of
only going to see a little bit, but it's like Blythe, just before she left, she said, that horse looks like it's haunted. And then we end up talking about death. So that was not the plan.
Maybe our backgrounds are indicative to what we end up talking about. We should look back at all our
look at that,
podcasts. But yeah, death. No. Let's talk about death.
The big thing about death that I've gotten clear on is, because I was raised Catholic, is like, I actually don't believe in the concept of hell anymore. I don't think that ever was a thing. I think that was just built in to scare the shit out of people.
Oh no, there's no doubt that it definitely was things. The church built hell in. Look anywhere else.
Christ
there was always
never ever talked about that.
But
I don't think anyone.
Any religion before the church was formed to like control the masses, which, I'm sorry, you're all lovely. The church was formed.
Not all lovely.
No, you're not all lovely. Some of you are fucking idiots. Yeah. But the church was formed, no matter what denomination, was formed to control the masses.
Yeah.
But any religion that the church stole from, and you know they did, I'm not blaming. They just wanted to control the masses. So let's pull in all the stuff you want to make them feel safe about. is why do you think Jesus has a sun around? Is all the sun deities? The halo is all about sun worshiping and stuff. Anywho, that's just one thing. So
it was to control the masses.
Yeah, but it was always just an afterlife. Now there was Hades. Like, let's totally agree.
Oh yeah,
but Hades was just death. I think everyone went there. You went to either Elysian Fields. Like there were places.
I don't know. I don't mind Greek mythology anymore.
I know a little bit of it.
No, Hades, there definitely Hades was hell.
Hades was where you went when you died.
You were not happy about being there.
Everyone
but you weren't necessarily there because you were a bad person.
No.
Sometimes you end up in Hades just because, you married the wrong dude.
No, that was Persephone who actually married Hades because she ate the pomegranate.
Exactly, but I mean, she shouldn't have been there, really.
No, but
she married him. I know, but she was a good person.
When you died, Hades was the god of death.
Yes.
So there wasn't a hell. He was just the god of death, and being dead was just not fun to do, I guess, back then.
I know, but the people that got stuck in Hades didn't get out. I don't know my Greek mythology anymore.
No, because they didn't. Because you were dead. They didn't have a past life. They didn't. But they didn't talk about past lives in. Not that I know of in Greek mythology. You just died. We go back to Egyptian. Then there is a light and dark, but it wasn't heaven and hell. But there's always been I think there's always been a light and dark. The church has created hell and heaven.
I think the hell, and this, I said my spiritual beliefs are evolving. But this is one of the things I got clear on is I've listened to enough people who've had near death experiences. Whatever you think about those is fine. But I'm very clear that I think there's messages that, we're trying, people that come back from these experiences are like, I'm here with a message. And I'm like, I believe in messages from beyond. And so the message a lot of the time is that hell is often that review of life where they look at all the decisions they made and they went, I made the fucking wrong decision. I made the wrong decision. I made the wrong decision. Oh my God, I caused so much pain and suffering. I didn't mean to, but I did. And that is hell. That experience of that life review, that experience of life review can be hellish. It is not hell though.
And yes. And so those people who have passed, those are the ones that usually tend to stay on the planet and not actually cross into the light because they feel they're not worthy of the light. But that's a hell they put on themselves.
Interesting.
And
that's an interesting
just because I've experienced those spirits are either the ones who have not, and I've helped them, like when you do a house clearing or something, like, do you find a light? And I've done it so much with Candy. More often than not, they're either people who have had such brutal and sudden deaths that they just don't know, they don't know where to go, or they have a lot of guilt because guilt they don't think they should cross over, or they were downright nasty assholes. And a lot of those downright nasty assholes, they're the ones that will kind of hang around. And if you're in a bad mood, they'll kind of glom on and go, I like you. And then they drag your energy down. But you got to get them in the light. So you can just say, I've done it where I'm like, hey, see that light? That's fantastic. Oh, you want a ton of women to think you're hot? It's over there, dude. Just get into the light. And they go.
So you trick these assholes into going into the light.
But they have whatever you want because the light gives you whatever you want. You just need to cross over and everything is done.
There's a whole like hilarious, like I could just see the scene of the healer going,
if you've never done asshole. A house cleaning, you never say asshole.
I know, but you're saying they're not good people. Or
they've done some terrible things in their life.
But hey, you still need to go over to the light.
So you know what? But the thing is,
you tricked them over there.
Well, I don't tell them what they did was good because a lot of them they are recognizing they were terrible people.
Okay,
they're not still terrible. They're like, I am a terrible person. I was a terrible person. I'm too scared. So then you just go, well, you know what? There's acceptance.
I think we need to do a whole separate podcast talking about house clearings because this is something it's so funny because when you started talking about it, a part of me, this is the old part of me, it kind of went, what? And then I went, actually, I totally do think that people get stuck between here and there.
100%.
I do totally think, and you can call them ghosts, you can call them trapped spirits,
you can tell them whatever you want.
Whatever you want, but I do think that's
energetic beings.
It's part of their journey.
Yeah.
And some people get to go just instantly. I remember reading a book about this and I remember being so profoundly impacted about this because it was helping me understand the concept of, so this family was grieving terribly because, their children, two different families' children had died together by the two kids had fallen through the ice. And it was a horrible, horrible story. And I was bawling as I was reading it because they were young. And they just, the medium that they were talking to said, listen, the kids were met immediately by, two people
Yep.
that were on the other side.
Yep.
And one of them was a family member dressed like Santa Claus, who was like, hey,
that's awesome.
And
Yep.
the kids were immediately comforted and brought into the light. And the parents were like so fucking relieved and
Yes.
so healed by
Yep.
knowing that the kids were never scared. They went through a very brief moment and then were instantly on the other side.
I think
And they
that's
were
lovely.
innocent and loved and taken care of. And they were here on the other side going, hey, mom, dad, we're good. We're good. Don't worry.
And that's usually, I have sadly met children
No.
who have passed and not gone right away.
Fuck.
Because
Young children?
yeah,
Fuck.
there was
I don't want to hear that.
but they're there now.
Okay.
But they needed to know that because they died in an accident, but they were playing where they shouldn't have been playing, so they thought they were going to get in trouble.
Oh, I see.
So you just go, no. Accidents happen, and everyone loves you, and that's what people in my experience. I mean, I'm
Your experience is
yeah,
your experience,
but
and
my
it's valid and
experience
true.
is a lot of them, and I have come across some, and then there's just the negative entities, and they're just dinks, and you can get rid of those. Like, what people need to know is you can say, out. What's that line? Out. I cast thee out or whatever. Like, but you can just say, this body's not for you anymore, or this space is not for you, or I like that whole vampire myth. You can not let them in. You can say you can't come in.
I love that.
You can. I mean, you have like people get so scared, and yeah, I've been scared. I've been working with stuff going, ooh, this is some negative thing coming at me. Like someone's got on the table, and I'm like, oh, it's really yucky. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm being nice. So I do okay, well, we are surrounded by light. If you want to come into the light and join us in the light, that's great. Or if you don't, you may choose to slither off. I do believe in it's not heaven, hell, but it's light. Like some people like the lighter energy. Some people like a darker earth energy. Like I'm like, you go, and darker earth energy is not bad. It's just like earth energy. There's earth energy, and then there's
okay, now you lost me.
That's a whole
That's
thing.
a whole other thing. That's a whole
I'm
other
not
thing.
getting into that right now.
No,
But
you know what? I'm keep coming back to this. Is stuck in my head when you were talking earlier about empaths and you talked about
Electric
those-
Avenue.
No, the Bell commercials. I have a confession to make. So there's one commercial, and it was a Bell commercial. And
See?
it was, and I'm not a singer, but I'm going to try to do the little tiny bit of it because it was John and it was our song.
Your wedding song?
No, but it was a song that when we were dating, he would call me and he would start singing into the phone.
Aww.
To be with you again, I'd travel around the world. There's no place I'd rather be. You had to leave for me to realize I need to see your smile.
Who sings that?
Again.
Who sings that?
It was a commercial. It was a
See?
commercial.
Love
and
the
it-
Bell
and it
commercials.
just
Good job,
fucking
Bell. Bring them back.
landed.
Yeah.
And to the point where every time he sang that to me, I would burst into tears. And I'm not a crier, but every
love
time I'd
that.
be like,
I love it for you.
and it's still, and I have it on recording, and it's like one of my most
Oh, was that
precious
the
things.
one you said that once where you were just listening to the recording?
Yes.
Is that the song?
Yes,
Oh, I love
yes. Oh, but you
that.
got to hear him sing it. It's like, whew.
Oh, that's great.
Anyways, but empaths, yeah, certain things will, and you know what? I think to a certain degree,
So I think what have we?
everybody has got a little bit of that. Like there's, but it's a question
I've
of
said
how it lands to you.
from the beginning,
Yeah.
everybody has intuitive in them.
Yeah.
Everyone could open up this. What I'm saying is I don't like people go, oh my God, I'm an empath. Look at me. I feel things. I'm like, if you're a human being, you feel things. Being an empath is not all rainbows and unicorns. I wish, because I personally love rainbows and unicorns, but it's painful. It can be like
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's,
that's why you have to learn to shield up when it's necessary.
But also, yes, but even when you think you're safe, you get attacked. You can get attacked. Yes, you can get you just like do, bang, someone gets you and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh.
You're not like I'm not ungrateful because I have witnessed and I have helped and I can feel and I like that I can do that. But because now that I know what it is, and now that I know sometimes when I walk in, I'm like, why am I feeling like this? I do, this isn't mine. I remember once I was out and I walked in, I'm like, we were going to have a great time. And I'm like, I can't be here. I can't be here. And then it ended up being an incident happening. And as soon as the incident happened and was cleared, I was fine. It was like my whole body knew that there were tensions rising, and I didn't know because I was like, I can't, huh. And then as soon as that was done, I'm like, okay, I can have a beer now. It's the weirdest thing. I can't explain it.
I think my guts do that to me, but I can't identify it. My guts just sometimes go completely bonkers.
So empathy is not being an empath, and sympathy is...
It's selectively useful.
And not that sympathy doesn't have a space.
It does, but just be clear that when you're indulging in your emotions around someone who's suffering, that's not necessarily helpful for them.
So, and because women have been almost taught to be over sympathetic, because we have to take care of them and we have to show compassion. And we have to, so we tend to lean into that because isn't that make a good person? Look how much I'm feeling
how much
for
I
you.
care. Look how much I care. You know what? Unfortunately, I think women compete with each other about that. It's like, look how much I care. Look how upset I am. And it's like, you know what? And problems are currency. We see that with some women where they're like, look at all the things I'm suffering from. And I'm like, that's actually not helpful.
No, and then some women use that sympathy and that look at me. I'm so... as a manipulative tool.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not bashing you, but a manipulative tool to keep them safe.
Yeah. And no one loves
don't hurt me. Oh, don't hurt me. I'm so, and
no one loves a martyr.
We don't love a martyr, but women have been sadly put in a position where a lot of them have to go, I'm so
they
frail.
think they need to martyr themselves. I'm here to tell you don't.
You don't, because everyone around you rolls their eyes and does this.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, you're the best at it. You're so good.
You win the martyr prize.
You win. Okay, I'm terrible. Don't you do that? I'm like, okay, you win. Yep.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yep.
I'll just be the heartless one in the corner and let you cry.
Even
though I'm the one who cries the most, but I'm not. I'm just crying.
No,
in a corner
I don't.
Somewhere.
I don't cry.
I cry all the time.
As we know.
I cry
Unless
all the
it's
time
a Bell commercial from my husband, then I don't cry.
I'm too much. So
You're too much, Chandra.
I'm too much. But you know what, Jane? I love your too muchness.
I love your too muches too.
I love everyone out there's too muchness.
Yes.
And dance night's coming soon.
Yeah. And we could all be too much on the dance floor.
Yeah, and hey, guys, you know what? I just thought as we're wrapping up this episode, if you liked it, please tell somebody.
Yeah.
Please share. We're just trying to grow out this little thing so we can have more people at dance party.
Exactly.
Until next time.